Welcome to EVE Online in 2024. In my opinion, the most aesthetically pleasing and the best sci-fi space game online. This game's been around for 20 years and it's still as fresh as the day it was born. They still drop expansions quite regularly, charge up the content, and players gather and massive battles kick off. And you as new players, you can take part in this. There are no limits. Other gamers will often say that EVE Online is complicated. It's too much to do. You can't get anywhere. Well, that's not true, and it couldn't be farther from the truth. EVE Online's game system, it offers new players a way to make money, aka ISK, effectively and quickly. And the amount of activities a new player can do, there really is no limit. Often players will come to EVE Online for exploration. They want to explore this place. They want to grab a ship and head out, and, they hear about hacking in EVE Online and so on in terms of things you have to do in-game, data and relic sites they're called, which after you've hacked them, they hand loot. And that loot can be sold in the open market. But in EVE Online, like most games, it's very much risk versus reward. The type of activities in high security space, i.e. the new player starting empires, it's quite often with lower level stuff, low risk income, but it's a constant because these sites spawn in every system. One site goes down in one system, another one spawns in another system. So you can do it all day long and really get somewhere. To gather real ISK from exploration type deals requires new players to visit low, null and wormhole space. These are highly dangerous areas, but in terms of risk versus reward, the ISK income outweighs the risk of going there. But if you watch our videos on spatial awareness and scanning and knowing what's going on around you, then you will find it is actually very easy to avoid hunters looking for you. The EVE Online community is probably one of the most friendly gaming communities out there. Of course, like any game, there are a few toxic players who enjoy making people's lives hell. But the majority of players that come to this game, they don't experience this. Getting into the player-run corporations will not only help you grow as a player, you will get sound advice, ship fittings, advice on how to make ISK faster, what ship you need next, what fitting it is you need, and how to use it. This has been proven multiple times, but the community goes above and beyond for its new players. It's not to say that you won't get ganked because somebody is bored, but if you're part of a team, they can help you pick up the pieces and you can move on and forget it ever happened. For new players, missions and exploration are your bread and butter. Tranquil Abyssal Space, again, see our videos for guides on those. But you can make upwards of 15 to 100 million ISK a day with the right guidance and advice. These three areas are easy for new players and can be run in a very simple fit that you can use on day one. It is that simple. Often, new players will ask, can you get skill points faster? Well, yes, you can. With skill injectors, you buy Plex for real life cash, you transform that Plex into ISK, and you use that ISK to buy skill injectors. But my advice to new players is not to charge too far ahead, because you need to know what your ships can do and what they can't. You need to know what your ships are capable of, what situations you can put your ships into, and so on. There's often a saying in EVE Online called, don't fly what you can't afford to lose. Exploration can be done in less than 1 million ships for each empire. The ship here on screen is what's called the top-notch exploration ship. It is a frigate, it is the Astero, it is the Sisters of Eve ship, and it's worth a lot of money. But you don't fly these or fit these if you can't afford to replace these if you get blown up. So always make sure that you have enough ISK to replace what you can't afford, or can afford in this case. Undocking animations and docking animations are all pretty amazing. You'll see that space, it's the aesthetic feeling of the game when you come out into space. It gives a real sort of holy crap, this is amazing, look about the game. And whilst playing, if you're hyper focused, you can really lose yourself in the game and its surroundings. Each planet is detailed. Each station has adverts on the inside and outside. And as I said, it has great docking and undocking. One of the cool things about Eve is the warp animation when moving from place to place. You will see that space will bend around you. Now imagine that there's 100 ships warping next to you. Believe me, it can happen faster than you think. 90% of the time for new players are very much needed in fleets, and you can progress into experience very quickly, and you can gain that experience very, very quickly. So, if you haven't played the game, or even if you're thinking of playing the game, go join the community. Life's short, guys. Try the game. It's free to play. If you love it, pay for it. If you don't, but you enjoy it, then stay free to play, because there's plenty of things that you can do as a free to play account. But my advice is always pay for it. One of the questions I get asked a lot is the subscription price worth the game? Yes. It is as simple as that. It's definitely worth it. Because in this game, you don't just make friends that you speak to online. You make friends that you meet in real life, or people that live near you, and you have lasting friendships. And for me, this is the truth, because one of my oldest and best friends I have known since 2003 from EVE Online. It's 21 years, basically, near enough. So get inside the game, use our guides. Any questions, put them on the videos. Subscribe to the channel and come join the community. Take care.